2023 is shaping up to be an exciting year for PC gamers, with a multitude of upcoming games from our favorite developers, some of which no one even knows about. My team and I have been studying games for over 10 years, and here is our list of the top 10 most promising titles of 2023. This list is not based on which games are going to make the most money, and while we heavily factor in what games will be the most popular or hyped up games, this list also focuses on the games which we believe will have the most significant impact on the industry and offer the best overall experience for PC gamers. The first game on our list is Starfield, an upcoming open world role-playing game developed by Bethesda Game Studios, the creators behind popular franchises like Fallout and the Elder Scrolls. This game is highly anticipated by the gaming community as it marks the studio's first original IP in over 25 years. Starfield takes place in space and transports players into a vast and immersive galaxy filled with planets, space stations, and other celestial bodies. As a player, you will have the ability to create your own character and embark on your own unique adventure. Bethesda has promised a brand new gaming experience, leaving gamers excited and eager to explore the universe they've created. Unfortunately, Bethesda has been tight-lipped about the storyline and gameplay mechanics of Starfield, but they have confirmed that it is a single-player experience without multiplayer or microtransactions. Moreover, the game will be exclusive to PC and Xbox Series XS, so it won't be available on the phone or PlayStation consoles. Despite the lack of information, Starfield has generated significant buzz and hype among gamers and critics alike. Many are eagerly awaiting its release, which is set to be sometime this year. Next up on our list is Hollow Knight Silksong, a 2D action-adventure that has been eagerly anticipated by fans since its announcement. Developed and published by Team Cherry, Silksong is the sequel to the critically acclaimed Hollow Knight, which wowed players with its beautiful hand-drawn art, intricate world-building, and challenging gameplay. In Silksong, players control the character Hornet, a princess protector of Hallownest, as she sets out to explore new lands and battle deadly foes. The game promises a host of new features and improvements over its predecessor, including new acrobatic moves, lethal tools, and unique enemies to overcome. The environments are expected to be even more diverse and intricate, with new kingdoms to explore and secrets to uncover. With a stunning hand-drawn art style that made the original so visually striking, the game's soundtrack, composed by Christopher Larkin, is also highly anticipated by fans. Hollow Knight Silksong has been in development since early 2019 and is one of the most highly anticipated indie games in recent years. While the developers have been tight-lipped about the game's release date, fans are eagerly awaiting any news about its launch, which is set to be sometime this year. The third game on our list is Armored Core 6: Fires of Rubicon, which is the latest addition in the long-running Armored Core series developed by From Software. The series is known for its fast-paced, adrenaline-pumping gameplay, where players control giant mechs known as Armored Cores and engage in high-octane battles against other mechs and massive bosses. The game takes place in a post-apocalyptic world where players must navigate treacherous landscapes and fend off a variety of enemies with a range of weapons and equipment. The game promises to be action-packed with customizable mechs that allows players to choose from a variety of weapons and upgrades to suit their playstyle. One of the exciting features of Armored Core 6: Fires of Rubicon is its story-rich single-player mode. Unlike previous games in the series, which focus mainly on multiplayer battles, the developers have confirmed that the new game will offer a compelling story campaign that players can experience alone. While the multiplayer mode is limited to the battle arena, players will be able to compete against each other in fast-paced mech battles. The game's release date has not been announced yet, but it is expected to come out sometime in 2023 for both PC and consoles. Fans of the series are eagerly anticipating the latest installment, especially since it has been over a decade since the last mainline Armored Core game was released. With its high-octane action and customizable mechs, Armored Core 6: Fires of Rubicon promises to be an exciting addition to the series and a must-play for fans of the genre. The fourth game on the list is Star Wars Jedi Survivors, an action-adventure game set in the Star Wars universe. Developed by Respawn Entertainment, known for their exceptional storyline and gameplay, the game promises to deliver an unforgettable experience to players. The game's predecessor, Star Wars Wars Jedi Fallen Order received critical acclaim for its engaging story, challenging gameplay, and stunning graphics. With Survivors, Respawn Entertainment seeks to build on that success and take players to an even greater journey. Set in the Star Wars universe, Survivors features a new story with new characters and planets to explore. Players take on the role of a Jedi Padawan who must survive the aftermath of Order 66, the Emperor's command to exterminate all Jedi. With the Empire hunting them down, the Jedi Padawan must navigate dangerous worlds, battle formidable enemies, and hone their abilities to survive. One of the most exciting aspects of Survivors is the inclusion of the new planets to explore. From lush forests to barren wasteland, each planet offers a unique experience with its own set of challenges and enemies. Players can also expect to encounter iconic Star Wars creatures and droids such as R2-D2 and BB-8 as they explore the galaxy. With its breathtaking graphics, captivating storyline, and demanding gameplay, Star Wars Jedi Survivors has sparked a wave of anticipation among fans. As the follow-up to one of the most beloved Star Wars games in recent memory, the game has generated considerable hype, and it is scheduled to launch on April 28th of this year. The fifth game on our list is Redfall, an upcoming open-world action game that has been generating a lot of excitement in the gaming community. Developed by Arcane Austin, the studio behind the critically acclaimed Dishonored series, Redfall features an intriguing and original concept that sets it apart from the other games in the genre. Set in the fictional town of Redfall in Massachusetts, the game takes place in a world where vampires have taken over the town and cut off all communication with the outside world. Players take on the role of a team of heroes, each with their own unique abilities, who must work together to fend off the vampire's threat and save the town. Redfall stands out from other games due to its unique combination of the third-person action and RPG mechanics. Players can tailor their characters to their playstyle by customizing their skills, weapons, and abilities. The game's loot system rewards players with valuable resources to aid them in their fight against the vampire threat. The game also features both single-player and cooperative multiplayer modes, which allows the players to team up with friends and battle the vampire menace together. Redfall was announced at the E3 conference last year, and after a few delays during its development, it is finally set to release on May 2nd for PC and Xbox Series X. The game's combination of an experienced development studio, innovative gameplay mechanics, and a unique concept makes it one of the most anticipated games of 2023. With its intriguing storyline, stunning graphics, and engaging gameplay, Redfall is poised to be a major hit in the gaming community. The sixth game on our list is S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2: Heart of Chernobyl, a first-person shooter in a post-apocalyptic world following the Chernobyl disaster. Developed by GSC Game World, the studio behind the original S.T.A.L.K.E.R series, the game promises to deliver a haunting and immersive experience, with a focus on survival, exploration, and combat. Set in a vast open world, S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2 takes place in the Chernobyl exclusion zone, a fictionalized version of the real-life exclusion zone surrounding the Chernobyl nuclear plant disaster. Players will take on the role of a stalker, a scavenger who ventures into the zone in search of valuable artifacts while avoiding the dangers posed by rival factions, mutated creatures, and anomalous phenomena. The game also features a day-night cycle and dynamic weather system, adding to the realism and immersion of the game. Players will need to adjust their strategies and tactics to the changing conditions, making strategic decisions on when to move, fight, or take shelter. S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2 has been in development for several years and is highly anticipated by fans of the series, and it is releasing sometime in December. With its immersive setting, intense gameplay, S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2 is poised to be one of the most exciting first-person shooters of 2023. The seventh game on our list is Remnant 2, the highly anticipated sequel of the popular action-packed shooter game Remnant from the Ashes. Upon its release in 2019, the first game was met with critical acclaim for its unique post-apocalyptic setting, challenging gameplay, and intriguing storyline, quickly becoming a fan favorite. Developed by Gunfire Games, the sequel is expected to continue the intense combat and challenging gameplay of the first game while expanding on the game's rich world and lore. The developers have hinted at a new storyline that promises to delve deeper into the game's universe, leaving fans eagerly anticipating its release. In the first game, players faced off against hordes of nightmarish creatures in a bid to save community from certain doom. With Remnant 2, the stakes are expected to be even higher, with new foes, weapons, and abilities to master. The original game's focus on replayability and randomized content allowed players to experience fresh gameplay experiences with each playthrough, and many are hoping that the sequel will deliver the same level of unpredictability and excitement. The 8th game on our list is the Resident Evil 4 Remake, the highly anticipated remake of the classic survival horror game that first released back in 2005. Developed by Capcom, the remake is expected to retain the game's core mechanics while updating the graphics and controls for modern consoles, providing an even more immersive experience for both old and new fans of the franchise. Players will once again take on the role of Leon S. Kennedy as he travels to a rural village in Spain to rescue the president's daughter, Ashley Graham, from the clutches of a mysterious cult. The original game's intense atmosphere, gripping storyline, and innovative gameplay mechanics made it a beloved classic in the Resident Evil franchise. With the remake, fans can expect to relive those moments and experience them in fresh new ways. The remake promises to bring back all the iconic moments of the original game while also incorporating some new surprises to keep players on the edge of their seats. Updated graphics, improved sound design, and more realistic character animations will make the experience all the more immersive. Capcom has the reputation of delivering some of the best horror games in the industry, and with Resident Evil 4 Remake, they are expected to do just that. The game is set to release this month on March 23rd, and fans are eagerly awaiting to once again enter the dark and terrifying world of Resident Evil. The 9th game on our list is Blight Survival, a survival game set in a post-apocalyptic world overrun by mutants. Developed by Iron Ward and published by 505 Games, the game promises to deliver a unique and challenging survival experience with a focus on exploration and crafting. Players will face a variety of challenges in Blight Survival, including the harsh environment, hostile mutants, and other players who may pose a threat. The game will also feature a day and night cycle, with each presenting its own set of challenges and opportunities. During the day, players can scavenge for resources and craft items, while at night, mutants become more aggressive and dangerous. One of the standout features of Blight Survival is its crafting system, which allows players to create a wide variety of tools and weapons to help them survive. Players can also build shelters and fortifications to protect themselves from mutants and other players. The final game on our list is Silent Hill 2 Remake, the highly anticipated remake of the critically acclaimed survival horror game that first released back in 2001. Developed by Konami, the remake is expected to regain the game's core elements while enhancing the overall experience for modern audiences. Players will once again take on the role of James Sunderland, a man who receives a letter from his dead wife, beckoning him to return to the mysterious town of Silent Hill. What follows is a haunting journey through the town's dark and twisted history, filled with unspeakable horrors and psychological terror. The original Silent Hill 2 is widely regarded as a masterpiece of the horror genre, thanks to its deep and complex narrative that explores themes of grief, guilt, and mental illness. The game's iconic monsters, such as the Pyramid Head and the Bubblehead Nurse, have become cultural touchstones and have inspired countless imitators in the years since the game's release. With the remake, Konami has the opportunity to introduce Silent 2 as a new generation of gamers, while also offering fans of the original game a fresh take on the classic horror tale. The developers have promised to stay true to the spirit of the original game while also updating the game's controls and mechanics to make them more accessible to modern players. In addition to the updated visuals, fans can also look forward to a re-recorded soundtrack that will feature new arrangements of the game's haunting, beautiful score. The developers have also hinted at new story elements that will add to the game's already rich lore and deepen the player's understanding of the world of Silent Hill. With its reputation as one of the greatest horror games of all time, Silent 2 Remake has a lot to live up to. Fans of the original game are anxiously awaiting its remake's release in the fall of this year, hoping to revisit the haunting world of Silent Hill and experience the horrors that await them. Okay, so that is our list of the top 10 PC games of 2023, but I do have 3 more honorable mentions for you. The first one is Vane. Vane is an action survival RPG with multiplayer gameplay. However, it did not make the top 10 list of games due to various reasons. Firstly, the game faced delays and setbacks, making it challenging to assess its potential impact. Secondly, the post-apocalyptic survival sandbox game genre is already crowded, making it hard for new games like Vane to stand out. Lastly, the developer, Ramjet Studios, is not as well known as other big players in the gaming industry. These factors contributed to Vane's exclusion from the top 10 game list. The second honorable mention is Ark 2. Ark 2 is a highly anticipated sequel to Ark Survival Evolved, promising a more immersive and challenging prehistoric world. However, it did not make it to the top 10 list of games due to the lack of a concrete release date and limited development development information. Fans have been eagerly awaiting for news, but the lack of information raises concerns about the game's development. The last honorable mention is Frostpunk 2. Frostpunk 2 is a sequel to the survival city building game Frostpunk, where players manage resources and inhabitants in a frozen wasteland. The game presents difficult moral decisions and emphasizes survival. However, it also did not make the top 10 list due to limited information and the survival city building genre not appealing to everyone. Nevertheless, Frostpunk 2 remains a highly anticipated title for genre fans. Well, that's it guys, hope that helps. If you are thinking, dang it, a lot of these games aren't out yet, this is because we still have a whole year ahead of us for these games to drop. If you're itching for some games to play right now, I'll soon release a video featuring the top 10 games that have already been released this year. And I will also be updating this list throughout this year, so if that interests you, make sure to subscribe to get those notifications. Alright guys, I'll see you next time.